So apparently the real-life Martha from Baby Reindeer, who happens to be named Fiona Harvey, is going to be doing meet and greets now, where you can get either an autograph, a selfie, or maybe even a new stalker. And celebrities are now virtue signaling on social media by celebrating their ever-gooning celibacy online. And we're finally going to ask the question, is tipping culture getting out of control? All of that and more later on Lost Ox Media, the podcast.
Say you lost.
Well, is there an aux input?
Yes! Oh my gosh! Hit the aux button.
You are lost.
He's arguing it's media.
Digital media.
Instagram media.
No media whatsoever.
Lost Ox Media.
Bruh.
So have you seen Baby Reindeer, Andy?
I have not.
You haven't?
No, I've heard about it. If I'm not mistaken, it's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
No, I saw it come up, when you open the app. I saw that, but I was like, maybe later.
Well, have you seen any of like the news? Have you been reading anything like?
The only thing I touched up on it was what's his name? Piers Morgan is going to interview the real Baby Reindeer, I guess is their nickname or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's as much as I've gotten.
He ended up like interviewing her, and apparently she wants to sue. So do you know any of the whole what it's about?
Not at all. I honestly, honest to God, as soon as I heard Baby Reindeer, instantly thought of Christmas until I saw the thumbnail of the movie, and I'm like, well, it doesn't look holiday related at all.
Yeah, it's a little out there. So basically, it's like a true story. It's about like a comedian, and I guess supposedly he has this like stalker who's this woman, and the whole that's it in a nutshell without giving away anything.
Okay,
it's just basically his trials and tribulations of having this woman as his stalker, right?
Okay.
And then right after it aired, it says it in there, I guess, like from what I've heard and read, like every episode says this is based on a true story. But people still, after the fact, were like, wait, that was real? Like, you know what I mean? But the real big twist, there's a couple big twists, but one of them is that the actor that played in it was the actual guy. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, we did, like, it was a satire, like, series. Uh-huh. It wasn't a documentary, but he played himself. Like, he was the actor in it, and it was him in real life. So, immediately after it happened, the real girl, you know how these people are on the internet, right?
Yeah, of course.
They're all like, we gotta find him. Like, you know what I mean? They start clicking and clacking. They're like, we gotta get him. So everyone starts hunting this woman down, and they find out who she is, and then she starts going on Facebook and is just running amok. She's like, and they're British. The whole thing's British. So, she's talking all, chip, cheerio. I'm gonna sue him. I'm gonna sue Netflix. Yeah. You bloody goddamn better believe it. So she starts going wild on Facebook. And then from there, of course, Piers Morgan, he's such a slime ball.
You have to kind of love him, though, like, for what he does and how he does it. Mm-hmm. Like, I agree with you. He's a slimo, but at the same time, you're like, man, he's a like natural troll to a certain extent.
He kind of is. When I've never had it put in that perspective, and I can respect that. I hate the whole like gotcha journalism. He kind of reminds me of like Don Lemon a little bit. He's like always asking questions to be like, "Oh, there you said it. You're racist." Like, you know what I mean? You're like, "Fuck off, man." But right. I will admit, when you put it in that perspective, he kind of is like a natural troll. And the clips that come out of him are pretty goddamn top notch. So, like, obviously she starts running amok on Facebook.
Right.
And then Pierce is like, oh, I got to get in there. I got to get in there. And oddly enough, like, I already did an episode where I had a clip from one of Pierce Morgan's shows because he had that crackhead Barney girl on there.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. Yeah.
So then he has this crazy chick. So Pierce is just pulling them, you know what I mean? One crazy broad from, here and one over there. So he gets this girl on and she starts going just wild. So open up that first one. I want to just read a little bit about it. So in this article, it says, nightclub slammed for grotesque meet and greet with real Martha from Baby Reindeer. So now this chick is doing meet and greets, brother. Like, she is riding the goddamn wave here. It's insanity. What were you going to say?
No, that it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like when Netflix, I mean, I think it's Netflix who is the main top dog in this and the whole streaming and documentary stuff. Where when they put a documentary out there, or a like you said, a satire series of someone who did something wrong years ago, they become famous in a weird way. Like what's this guy's name? I can't remember the name of the show. It's a Netflix show. He was murdering guys after he hooked up with them. I know you know who I'm talking about.
He was a guy that was murdering other guys, like some gay dude that was just running amok?
Yeah, like he was into guys and he was...
Is he just fucking them to death?
No.
What was that? Find it. I'm very curious. It was a gay guy, you say, right? Let me get this straight. A gay man who's murdering other men after he fucks them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the way you put it. I'm like, I never thought of it that way, but
he's like the gay Dexter.
Man, it had to be 2 years ago.
He sounds like some guy from like the deep south with like a pent up like gayness inside of him that he's been running from his whole life. He like finds he's like that's like the gay Dexter. He's like a southern redneck who's like secretly gay, and he's been running from those feelings his whole life. And then he finds men in bars and he hooks up with them and he's like, gotcha, and he fucking kills them. He's like, I knew you were fucking gay. He's like, damn it.
Okay, here he is. No, not Peter Maxwell. What's his name?
You're not talking about Bates Motel by any chance, are you?
No, I would know exactly what you're talking about. Like as soon as they hear Dahmer, damn it.
Oh God. So wait. So how we got to round back to the.
Yeah.
So
what I was saying is that like when Netflix comes out with these specific shows about these serial killers or these stalkers or whatever it is that these people did, they come out with these shows or documentaries, whatever it is, about them, and they become like super famous, where people, like you just said, the real Baby Reindeer is doing meet and greets, and people were doing the same thing with Dahmer. Like they wanted to they were sending him letters. They wanted to, get to know him, get to hook up with him, whatever.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with I forget. I'm gonna blank on his name, but he's Ted something.
Ted Bundy. Bundy.
Same thing.
Yeah. They were all getting letters when they were in the brink. You know what I mean?
And it's insane. It's crazy.
It doesn't surprise me. So let's read this. A nightclub in Coventry has sparked backlash for advertising a meet and greet with the real Martha from Baby Reindeer. The Netflix hit has become one of the platform's most watched series and has been hailed a brutally honest masterpiece about two very broken individuals. Baby Reindeer explores writer and comedian Richard Gadd's relationship with his female stalker, Martha Scott, played by Jessica Gunning. So, I guess that let's scroll down a little bit. That doesn't really tell us much about the meet and greet. So let's see. Now Coventry club Casbah has taken in one step further, with locals calling the move grotesque A personal appearance by Fiona Harvey, a.k.a. Martha of Baby Reindeer, the advertisement read on Facebook. She will be signing autographs, taking selfies, and she may also take a lucky reindeer home to hang her curtains. Dude, that's the advertisement? Like, that's a quote from the advertisement, dude? That's insane. That's like, okay, hey, come and meet this girl. You might get an autograph. You can take some selfies. And if you're lucky, she might stalk you for the next 6 months to 2 years. And you will never be able to get rid of her, and she will completely ruin your life and everything else that you hold dear to yourself. Let's scroll back up a little bit. Let me see. Back to where we were. No, we were just...
Gotcha. Yeah, right here.
Many have also speculated the meet and greet is too absurd to be real and that it had to be a hoax. However, the ad inevitably sparked backlash, with one writing, "I hope this is a joke. She shouldn't have a platform." End of quote. Added another, "Imagine if it was a guy who had claims of stalking a woman when this nightclub was paying him to sign autographs. This is absolutely sick. Obviously, the owner/manager of the club who arranged this has some serious issues as well." Which is, look at this fucking ad. Can you zoom in on that? This advertisement is just fucking, dude, she looks insane. She looks insane, dude. And the girl that played her, because I walked in one day and my roommate was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I walked in, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And the girl who was playing this woman looked equally insane. And this person that was talking shit about it earlier kind of made a good point when they're like, imagine if it was a guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, 1,000%.
The guy would not be at all celebrated. It'd be completely shunned to the depths of hell. It would be a world record how fast they locked this guy up. If they made a series about him and he wasn't caught already, he would be the fastest. It would be not even 48 hours. It'd be 48 minutes. They'd have this guy locked up so goddamn quick. They wouldn't give him a meet and greet. I'll tell you that right now. And I'll tell you, the fact that there's even a meet and greet, it's working. It's working, ladies and gentlemen. It's working, people out there at home listening, because I'll tell you right now, I'm going to watch it. I'll probably end up watching it tonight, because this is just too good. This news is just too good. This woman is absolutely out of her mind. And the fact that anybody's even given her a platform is not surprising at all. As my man Andy said earlier, these serial killers, these stalkers, they get glorified by platforms like Netflix. And I'm here for it. I'm watching every episode. I watched Dahmer like 4 times. So, you know, they glorify these people that are doing this outrageous stuff, and then people fall, you know, in love with them, or they become huge fans, and it's a little wild. But I want to see exactly how crazy Miss Martha actually is. Andy, go to that clip real fast. I want to double click it. Yeah.
He does have 350 voice messages.
I know that he doesn't.
And it's your voice.
He doesn't.
And everyone can now hear your voice.
Unless he was taping me in the Holy Arms.
Or he just kept them on his phone.
I didn't phone him.
Look, pause that.
No, I'm not.
Look at that. The fucking look on her face. It says it all. She has those eyes, dude. Those insane eyes.
I do like Piers Morgan's silence, and his blank stare was like, right.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's like, oh yeah, with this British eye. I can't even. He's so. He's like, Well, you did phone him. You did phone him, yeah. You did phone him. I love that. And he caught her red-handed. Yeah. He's like, it's your voice. It's your voice on the voicemails. Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, just like giving him this beady ass. I'm making fun of him, but he's actually very calm. You know, he's like, oh, it's your voice on there. And she's just immediately going on the defensive. It's insanely funny. Like, her whole demeanor, she's like, well, I didn't phone him unless he was recording me. And he's obviously like, well, he could have just kept the voicemails. I mean, you know, this isn't rocket science technology here, folks. You know,
Exactly.
So let's play this again.
Honestly,
I mean, what?
No. So is your point that are you challenging him to reveal this evidence?
No, I would challenge him to leave me alone.
Because you're calling him a liar, and you're calling Netflix accomplice.
I didn't use those words. I said the story and the play, the Netflix show is not true.
No, but if they say that you sent 41,000 emails,
well, they
350
are
Okay.
completely wrong.
Hit that. 41,000 emails? Listen, folks. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you real quick, right? These places like Google, stuff like that, when they start subpoenaing stuff for public record to figure this kind of stuff out, to fact check this, Google cannot just fabricate those numbers, folks. They can't do it. So if they got 41,000 emails registered to this woman, that sounds about as concrete as anything. Any lawyers that are willing to pick up this case that she's trying to file on Netflix and this guy is absolutely out of their minds. All right, so let's hit play again.
Wrong.
all 744
They're
tweets.
completely wrong.
So they are lying.
They are lying. Yes, okay, yeah. In effect, he is lying and they are lying. And in order for a dramatization to be true, it's got to be, the only defenses are veritas, I'm telling the truth, or the whole drama needs to be true. They have billed it as a true story, so has he, and it's not.
Jesus. I love how she tried to, bring it around. At the end, she tried to compose herself. Be like, it's not. British people talk so funny to me, man. That is just so hilarious. I can't believe it. I'm going to watch it. I'm watching tonight, folks. Tonight. It's like the only thing that can stop a stalker like this is complete abstinence, folks. It's the only way. It's the only way. It's just like God intended. You need complete abstinence, ladies and gentlemen. And there are certain celebrities out there who are practicing abstinence, and they are going into the public eye and completely patting themselves on the back because of it. I kind of find it amusing. Open that up real quick, Andy. So you got this article here now that says Julia Fox reveals reasons why she's been celibate for over 2 years. And hopefully it's nothing as twisted and demented as this Baby Reindeer situation. So let's scroll down. I want to read some of this. Julia Fox has revealed that she's been celibate for over 2 years. The Uncut Gem star, 34, famously dated Kanye West for 6 weeks in 2022, which I'm not going to lie, I did not even know that. She probably wanted to check herself into an insane asylum. That was when Kanye was on the bullshit. The romance came amid a messy row between the musician and Kim Kardashian, who filed for divorce from him the year prior. All right, that stuff is boring. That has nothing to do with why she's celibate. Unless, imagine that's the reason. She's like, I dated Kanye for 6 weeks, and I was like, fuck men. This is too much. Kanye's in the house spouting off shit about Jews and stuff like that. And she's like, my family's not Jewish. Stop. He's just going off. He's like, the new Yeezy line, the Adidas. She's like, this guy is going to fucking drive me insane. She just swears off men altogether. I would imagine 6 weeks of Kanye would do that to you. I'm not going to lie. I would imagine. Let's scroll down. So Fox was asked why the one boyfriend she doesn't describe sex with is Kanye. In her memoir, she replied, because there wasn't any. It wasn't really about that. Now the model has taken to TikTok to reveal that she hasn't actually had sex in 2 years. So it is Kanye that did it. Damn. Jesus fucking ended up not fucking this chick into celibacy, dude. That's gotta, I could only imagine what happened during that time. She really must have went mad with his bullshit. So she candidly opened up, here, scroll down a little bit so I can read on. She candidly opened up about her celibacy when responding to some billboard pictures shared by the dating app Bumble, which read, "A vow of celibacy is not the answer." Let's see. Let's go down. She says, 2.5 years of celibacy and never been better, to be honest. She wrote in the comment section on Saturday. That's so fun. These guys are like timestamping her comments, like as if it's that big. Let's see. Look, people in the comment section of her TikTok, which honestly I really don't even care to find. They're writing, look, same, truly have never been happy and more peaceful in body, mind, and spirit. It's wild how men destroy our peace. Somebody wrote 8 years celibate, no drama, no hate. I'm finally loving every second of my life. I doubt that. I doubt that these people are that happy, because they're sitting here like going on about how awesome it is that they haven't had sex in 8 years on some random celebrity's TikTok, as if she's gonna read it and like reach back out to him and be like, "You want to be not having sex together? You want to be friends? Get out of here." Let's go down. This comes after a number of celebrities are being open about their celibacy journey, as rapper Craig David recently explained why he has introduced it into his life. I don't even know who Craig David is, but it's funny. Isn't it? There's something not even just narcissistic. There's something so insane, like actually crazy, about going on social media and just being like, "Hey, I haven't had sex in 3 years, 2 years, 5 years." Imagine if you were outside going to grab your mail, and then your neighbor just opens their door and they go, "Hey, Paul, I haven't had sex in 8 years," and then shuts, because that's exactly what's happening. When these celebrities are posting these videos like this, it'd be just like if your neighbor opened the door while you were outside and said the same thing to you. It makes no sense. It's a virtue signal unlike any other. I've yet to see one of this magnitude. Let's scroll down. Look, this guy Craig, he says, in a funny way, I was like, wow. To myself, for the moment, my creativity has been on 100, on a max, for the past 2 years. So he's saying his creativity has gone, to the max off of not having sex, which I find hard to believe, because this guy is probably gooning his brains out, dude. He's probably legitimately sitting at home. He has 3 screens and 90 tabs open, all different X and XXX and Pornhub and whatever this site is, and he's got 80 different tabs, and he's just clicking and going insane. I guarantee you, this guy he's running a marathon on himself. He has to be. Look at this. The face on him. He looks like a broken man. He looks like a broken man. He has the face of a guy who's trying to pretend he's happy, and his wife hasn't hooked up with him in like years. which might be the situation. These celebrities, these are not people that you necessarily want to take dating advice from. You know, these are very disassociated people. I would imagine someone like Julia Fox, who's been famous for a very long time. She's a little bit out of touch when it comes to relationship advice. These celebrities, they don't have the same relationships as us common folk. You know? They got to only date other rich people, only date other crazy people. You know? Because that's basically all they are. They're all insane. They're all just rich, insane-ass people. So I wouldn't necessarily take dating advice from them. But Andy brought this clip up to me, which had some pretty hilarious dating advice. And I wanted to see if maybe we could pull something out of it. Maybe we could get some actual good dating advice out of what's being shared in this clip. Let's play this real fast.
Your take.
If you're in a relationship and you like a photo, that's not cheating.
100% agree.
I just want to support women.
Have you gotten in trouble for this before?
Yeah, my girl got mad because I liked a photo.
This came out of an argument, this take. You're defending yourself publicly on the internet to your girl. This is a subtweet to your girlfriend, bro.
No, look, I love my fiance.
She's your fiance now.
I love her.
But she's watching your activity online.
Yeah, and I like her photos too.
But she's one of the thousands of women that you like their photo.
I space out my likes.
You're stingy with it.
Like if you like 3 photos in a row, that's also cheating.
That's called a like bomb.
Dude, hold on.
And you're in a...
This guy's all over the place. He's like, if you like a photo, it's not cheating. You like 3 photos in a row, that's cheating. He's like, but it was my girlfriend. But I like her photos too, but I space out my likes. There are so many rules involved with this. He sounds like a cheater. Only a cheater would come up with this kind of strategic plan when it comes to something as simple as what to like on social media. It's hilarious. And every time, I love how he just escalates and changes the story. Looks into the camera. He's like, she's my fiance. It's not cheating. It is cheating. This is fucking gold. This is funny for those of you just listening. This guy who's interviewing someone on a subway, but it's kind of clever. He's got the microphones attached to like the Metro cards, and that's what they're using to talk to each other. It's actually kind of cool. Very interesting. Let's keep playing this.
In a relationship, that's wrong.
All of this stuff is very complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated, man. That's why you have to be comfortable in your relationship and comfortable with what you like.
Do you have any advice out there for people who have been in this situation?
Just don't leave a paper trail.
Don't leave a paper trail? A like is a paper trail.
No,
hit the
a
brake.
like is respect.
This guy is totally cheating. To the poor woman who's the fiance of this man, he's totally cheating. The first thing he says is, don't leave a paper trail. Come on, brother. You actually, but is that, I don't know. That might sound, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe if he was actually cheating, he'd be like trying not to say that kind of stuff. Maybe just the fact that he's willing to admit it. I don't know. This guy, he's got me so fucked up. He's like a Jedi warrior. I'm like, I don't know how to take this guy. I'm like, is he a good guy? Is he a shitty guy? I don't know if I should hate him or like him. It's very, this has got me so intrigued. Keep playing this.
Actually. But like, don't send a squirt emoji.
What about smiley face?
It's fine. Who doesn't like to smile?
So if you leave...
It's not like I'm telling her to smile more.
If you leave a simple smiley face under a photo of a girl in a bikini, you're just saying, this is a good photo.
I didn't know the girl was in a bikini.
What do you mean?
Wardrobe matters.
Hold up.
See exposed shoulder.
He's like, I didn't know she was in a bikini. If you're commenting, you know, brother. Nobody just blind comments. Think about that. Nobody's on social media just leaving blind comments out there. That is, this is so fucking funny. You can keep playing this.
If I see too much neck, I stay away from the photo.
What if your fiance likes another guy's photo?
As long as he's shorter than me, she can like the photo. If he's like a Matt Rife looking guy, big lips, just like stallion of a man, I support it.
You support
I support all men and all women.
All right. You know what? Anything to argue with. I agree with it.
Yeah, I don't think there's such thing as too much support.
Like this video.
I can't tell if this guy has everything figured out or nothing figured out. Like he was like an anomaly listening to the dating stuff that he was talking about going back and forth in that interview. It's insane. But I want to hop into some like funnier news topics. I've kind of been into trying to find these funny news stories. And since we were talking about a guy who I seem to not be able to know if he has it all figured out or nothing figured out, I want to talk about a guy who I know has nothing figured out. This man has damn near given up on life. Let's read this headline. It says, man keeps getting arrested for the same offense and never says a word. He never says a word. Like, we're talking, you get arrested, they say you had the right to remain silent. You watch the shows like Cops, and as soon as these people, as soon as the handcuffs click, they start singing like birds. I wasn't doing nothing. And any lawyer will tell you the smartest thing to do is to shut up. But for some reason, people never take that advice. It seems like this man has written the playbook on the right to remain silent. Let's scroll down a little bit. So Hampton's penchant for standing in the middle of a roach to block traffic has landed him in jail multiple times, but he just keeps doing it. Apparently, the 53-year-old is totally mute as he commits the offense during the police interview and even court. So this guy is silent from start to finish. A regular silent Bob. He keeps the flat emotion and the silence at an all-time high. There has to be a motive for this. Is he a protester? Is he with Stop Oil? Is he with pro-Palestine? Is he some conspiracy nut? Or is he just a crazy homeless man? Let's find out. Many believe that he's staging a one-man protest, look at that, against the traffic, but his brother has another theory. In his last conviction at Swansea Crown Court, he blocked De La Beck Street last December, just a stone's throw away from Swansea Central Police Station. This British, just a stone's throw. It's just a stone's throw away from Swansea Central Police Station. I hate the way that they phrase this shit. It reminds me of their breakfast, which sucks. So John Hampson's brother believes that this is all just a ploy to get free accommodation and food. He told the Sun that apparently he's not really mute. He actually never stops talking. This guy's brother said that this dude is a blabbermouth. But apparently he's just doing it to get locked up. I guess he's just homeless. And this man has clearly just given up completely on life. And I respect it. I respect that he commits to the bit so hard. Like, there's nothing that's going to put any type of... Nothing's going to throw a wrench in this plan. You're going to let him out. He's going to immediately walk into traffic. Imagine this guy is actually just actually trying to get hit by a car. There's no, oh, I'm just trying to have a comfy life. He's just like, I just want to end it all. But for some reason, the police keep arresting me, and then they keep letting me out. He just keeps trying and trying and trying. He's putting his celly through hell. He's like, they won't let me die. This guy has sheer iron will. He has the most will out of anyone on earth. Because apparently he's not going to stop this mission. I mean, because if he was really trying to get locked up forever, why don't you just shove an old lady or something like that? Because they lock you up for a long-ass time for that. Like, if that was really his motive. There are easier ways to stay in the clink for a long time, my friend. Look at this. It says, since being first convicted in 2014. This guy has been doing this since 2014. Talk about commitment. Look, all the relationship stuff we've been talking about all episode, this guy would probably make the best boyfriend ever. He would be completely committed to you. As much as he's committed to spending the rest of his life in prison. But for some odd reason, does not have the balls to do what it takes to get the job done. Look, the judge ordered Hampson, this guy, he has the weirdest last name, Hampson. They ordered him to undergo a psychiatric report due to his behavior, right? But he refuses to speak to the doctors. So the doctors just went on to claim that his mute status is selective and deliberate. So he's not fooling anybody. This whole mute game he's got going on, he's not fooling anybody. Could you imagine being his doctor and just looking at him every time? Like, scroll up, dude. This guy, he looks like Kingpin. Like Kingpin on crack from Spider-Man. Or like a discounted version of that dude from Pawn Stars. The cops are like trying to question him. They're like, dude, all right, you're gonna spend 6 months in here. Imagine he breaks his silence and he's like, the best I can do is 1 year. He's like, we need to push it back. He like Pawn Stars and he's like trying to haggle to spend more time in there. This guy looks insane. So imagine being the doctor and just staring at this face and being like, come on, man, give me something. And he's just staring at you, looking like a fucking thumb, not saying anything. Yeah, I mean, these homeless, they come in all shapes and sizes. You got this guy mute, which is, I'm not going to lie, if you're going to have a homeless encounter, having one where the guy's just standing in the road and not saying anything is more than likely the best case scenario that you could possibly wish for, right? Because 9 times out of 10, you run into a homeless guy, crazy homeless guy like this, it ain't going to go that way. And that's in England. You know what I mean? That's a different type of homeless. Here in America, we got that real homeless. We got that OG homeless. The ones that don't fuck around. None of that Silent Bob bullshit. I wanted to bring up this video because once again, we're in the funny news section, and this shit had me in stitches, dude. Andy, give this video a play real quick.
I would like to see the sign that says no hammocks.
We've got a whole.
Where's the no hammock sign?
We got a homeless. No.
I can see you. You can't see me.
If you don't come out of that,
I'm not here.
Call the police. No.
What?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
You can't stop me.
Oh my god.
Don't be stopped.
Look at that. Hit pause. That is such a... Oh, man. I love it. He's like, could you imagine if you were trying to get to work? For those of you listening, this guy, this homeless man, you know, you heard in the start of the clip, he starts out by saying, show me the sign that says no hammocks, right? So if that's a context clue, you know, that's as good of a context clue as I've ever heard. You know, so basically this crazy person, I don't know if he's homeless or not, but he's on what I would imagine to be a New York bus, New York Transit bus, and he's got the hammock stretched across the bars of the bus, and he's just in that. And it's one of those, like, those hippie hammocks that you get in and you could, like, really cocoon in and spin yourself all around. And I'm not going to lie. If I was on my way to work, oh, man, I would have been, dude, this guy would have been like a guitar string. I would have been yanking I would have been like, get the fuck off of the thing, dude. I would have been going crazy, dude, holding up the damn bus like that. But I'm not going to lie, it is hilarious. Let's keep playing this. This is great.
I'm like an anaconda.
Look, you see him? He got kicked.
Oh my god. You're gonna give yourself a concussion. You can't have a hammock in here, dude. Come on, just drive the bus. Everyone's got places to go.
I don't think we can. Can you get down so we
Look at this guy.
In the hammock.
I'm not moving this bucket.
You know what? There's AC in here.
Dude, get down.
I'm not getting down.
Get down.
It's not moving.
Get down. Get down. We have places to go.
I would like to see the sign that says no hammock.
Dude, I love that. He's like, there's AC in here. I got snacks. He's like, I could do this all day. Driving the hammock. Dude, that is just good old. That has to be New York. That has to be New York. There can be no other. There is no other. That is definitely New York City. Let's see what else we got in funny news. This woman, she was doing DoorDash or whatever, Uber Eats, whatever, delivering groceries, and she didn't get a tip. And I kind of wanted to play this. I'll leave it to you guys to decide whether she's in the right or the wrong and how she handled not getting her tip. Let's give this a play real quick, Andy.
So, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm going to be sending this back so you can get another delivery.
No, I'm going to be getting my money back. Try calling the
Get your money
cops.
back. Go ahead.
And then you'll get arrested for stealing.
Care. Go ahead and call the cops. What? Come on. Where's your phone? Come on. Bring it out.
Are you
Go ahead and call them.
That
like, at this point, I don't care.
You are so spoiled. No one would want to tip you in the first place.
No, I actually get tons of tips. I get tons of tips.
It's all you do.
I'm
You just
confused
scream
why
at
you guys didn't give me a tip with this big batch.
at people. You
I know how big this batch is. I had to load it into my car.
Wait, so
I loaded Embryos, you guys, and I brought it to you guys early, by the way.
No.
And that doesn't matter, right?
No,
yeah, because you're arguing.
Wait, did you accept this order?
Hold up, pause this. This is, for one, the balls on this chick to be like, oh, you didn't tip me. You didn't tip me. But then to be like, oh, I also brought it to you early. Bro, I'll tell you right now, if I schedule a delivery, it's because I'm probably not home, my friend. She might have got lucky that she even caught these people. They could have been out doing something and been like, we need it at 2. You show up 15 minutes early, now what? The groceries are sitting outside? So you might think that you're Superwoman doing this DoorDash bullshit. But the utter balls to just be like, I'm not giving you your order because you didn't tip. Then you didn't tip, so we're sending it back. That's so fucking stupid. That is so stupid. But let's see. This girl's got some balls. They might end up squaring up. I don't know.
No, I didn't even leave a tip. She just thinks that she can get something extra.
I'm not talking about.
Did you expect to be?
If you appreciated my service, you would tip me. But clearly, you.
Why would I tip
care.
somebody who's angry?
Who's what? I wasn't
rude.
angry when I did all of this.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
angry now because you guys didn't tip me.
Well,
you guys should have
that's a
tipped me,
shame.
and I wouldn't be angry.
Well, guess what?
It's that simple. It's literally simple logic. But
No.
clearly, you don't understand
No,
that,
you
right?
don't understand that
yeah,
you don't deserve a
You don't
tip.
understand it. How do
You
why don't I
deserve-
deserve a tip?
Look at yourself. Look at your attitude.
Why don't I
Look at your
deserve a
trunk.
tip?
Look at your trunk, and that's the answer.
I'm taking the food back.
You're stealing.
No, I'm taking it back to the store, and you guys will.
So you have the receipt and you're just going to return it?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
That sounds like a waste of time.
Congratulations, you figured it out.
That sounds like a waste of time.
I'm working now.
To be so petty. Not that I haven't been there. I've done some petty shit in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I'm that boy. I at one point in my life I might have done the same shit this girl's doing. But we all grow up. To be so petty. Think about it. She has to take if she's gonna do that and commit to that, she has to take the groceries back. And then she's just gonna waste like more of her gas and her time and all that just because she didn't get a tip. That's insane.
So I was for a long time a Shipt and Instacart shopper, which for those of you who don't know, that's for when you want to place orders through Target or your local supermarket. Down here in Florida, it would be Publix, right? And I did that for a very long time, and I will tell you, I feel her frustration in the sense where the person didn't tip, because as you can see, that looked like a Costco, BJ's, or Sam's Club order. Is if you looked at the items, everything was bundled. You don't get that in, the smaller stores.
Mm-hmm.
So she was probably expecting a pretty big tip because that was a big order, which I understand completely. 100% you're expecting a tip. But if you get there and they don't tip, you're going to be upset. You have every right to be upset. But to have the balls and be like, you know what, screw this. You're not getting what you ordered because you didn't tip. Nah, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong in every sense.
So now, at what point, is it like, at what point does it become the customer's responsibility when it comes to like paying the salary, right? Like these tip jobs, they've gotten so baked into the culture in America to where like it's just socially it's unacceptable to not tip. You're considered stingy or cheap, or it's very it's not good manners to like not tip, especially when you got good service. But when you go to other parts of the world, all that stuff is baked in. Like if you go to Europe and you go to tip your server in Europe, they would almost get offended because they'd look at you like, what do you think, I need your money? I make plenty of money doing my job. There's no need. We don't need your tip. And I'm not going to lie. I think that's a page that America can take out of Europe's book. Because in this situation, the driver, I would imagine, like, Andy, let me ask you real quick. When you were doing that, not trying to take the opposite side, because you did it, so I know you're probably listening to me like, this motherfucker. But when you do the job, you get paid for the ride, though, yeah?
Yes, you get paid for the service that you are providing, which in that case, that specific video, she got paid for the shopping of the groceries and delivering it.
And then the tip is an extra,
The tip, exactly.
So you get the trip, and then you get the tip if the customer gives you the tip. Now, the thing is, let's imagine a world where DoorDash or whatever it was that she was doing just paid her more. And then the customer didn't have to tip. So now every time you get a trip like this, you already know you're going to make a good amount of money because you're going through the trip. But now, this tip stuff, it's gotten beyond even just this. It's almost like it's spreading like a virus. It's like every different type of sector of the economy. Like I used to work for a company that they did smart consumer storage. And basically what that is, in a nutshell, is they would come to your house, pick up your stuff, take it, and store it in a smart facility. And then you can completely manage it from afar through an app. And then with that, you can check on your items. You can have them brought back to your house. You can have them delivered either piece by piece or all in one shot. And that's why they called it smart storage. But now, in that kind of work, they would add the tip onto that. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily outlandish. It's like all of these things are expected. Movers, bartenders, waitresses, cashiers, even at fast food places. And I wanted to talk about this one article here. Andy, can you pull that up real fast? Right underneath. So, the tipping culture, I'm sitting there and I'm sure I have this is a very one-sided opinion, right? Because I've worked in the service industry, but I was never a front of the house kind of guy. I was the cook working in the back for a fixed rate. No tips involved, all right, ladies and gentlemen. But I still sympathize with the servers and stuff like that. Because I'll tell you, as much as I'm talking shit about getting tips, I still think that it's damn near criminal that a bartender or a server, despite the fact that they get tips, can legally get paid under minimum wage by the employer just because tips is a factor. I think that's dog shit. I don't care if the server made $300 in that night for tips. That should be her business. That has nothing to do with the employer. If somebody gets drunk and they want to tip her, him, whoever, that's the between the customer and the bartender. I think you should still pay them minimum wage. And I think it should be applied in all of these different types of jobs. But now, picture taking the human factor out of that. And I know that might sound confusing. Picture going to a restaurant and seeing a virtual cashier, maybe an avatar or somebody over Zoom. and the restaurant would still want you to tip. How would you feel about that? How would you feel if you walked into, let's say, a chicken joint, like this New York City chicken joint that I'm about to read about, and you see a Zoom cashier, and right next to her is a big fat old tip jar. Nice little signs. Hey, leave a tip. Tips are greatly appreciated. How would that make you feel? So let's read on. I want to read this to you. This New York City chicken joint employs cashiers zooming in from the Philippines and still wants you to tip. Let's think about that. Let's think about that sentence for a second. These cashiers are zooming in from the Philippines. So now this goes beyond all the stuff that I just got done talking shit about with the tipping culture. This is beyond that. Because like I said, now you're taking the human element out of that. So I read on. A new restaurant chain in New York City is outsourcing staff to the Philippines, using screens with hostesses on Zoom calls instead of in-person employees to greet customers and help with checkout. The shops, which specialize in fried chicken and ramen, are taking advantage of the massive wealth gap between New York City, where the minimum wage is $16 per hour, and the Southeast Asian nation, where hourly pay is close to $3.75. This is like the South Park episode where all the rednecks are like, they took our jobs. They're taking our jobs. I could only imagine Trump supporters would be rolling in their graves if they read a title like this. They'd be like, they're outsourcing the good old working man's job. It's funny how people will like bitch about that stuff, but it's always a job that like nobody wants to do. Like, who the fuck wants to be the cashier at a chicken joint in New York City? Come on. Let's think about it, people. Let's scroll down a little bit because this is kind of interesting. Look at that. Actually, look at the picture real fast. Look at that. You walk in. I guarantee you this woman can't speak a lick of English. You walk in there and try to order something, and she's going to stare at you blank-faced. It's like when you get when you call customer service and you're just praying to get somebody that speaks good English. And then you pick up the phone and they're like, thank you, come again. And you're like, motherfucker. Because, listen, it's not the fact that the person is a foreigner that would be upsetting in that situation. It would be the fact that they fucking can't speak English. If you're calling something like customer service, you clearly have a problem. And how's the problem going to get solved if you can't communicate with each other? And now in this situation, how am I going to get ramen and chicken if this girl can't understand me? It's actually funny. I'm joking. We're not racist on this show. Scroll down real quick. I want to read some more about this. So one of the places is called San Chicken. It's in Long Island. And a reporter from the Post was greeted by Pai, a 33-year-old hostess who works from her living room in the Philippines in the city of Subic. The cheerful remote worker said she is employed by a company called Happy Cashier and that she enjoys her job. Now, this woman refused to disclose how much she made to the reporter, but she did say that customers leave some generous tips. They're leaving generous tips. She says once she got $40 at Yasu Kitchen in Jersey City. Look at that. So she's not even... That's the wild part. They said that she was doing it in Long Island, and then she also said she's doing it in Jersey City. So it's like, what is it? One day she's working this shift, and the next day she's working that shift? Like, the efficiency here is off the charts. Let's scroll down. I want to read some more of this. Look at that. We'll come back shortly. Look, you can that sign right there that says "We'll come back shortly." You can expect that 9 times out of 10 when you walk into one of these places. You will be waiting forever to speak to someone. Look, listen to this. Someone quoted, "I think you lose an element of connecting with someone when they're not physically there." That was a quote from a customer, right? At the San Ramen. What element are you trying to get out of a ramen joint in the middle of Long Island? A ramen / chicken joint. The place probably smells insane. It's like kimchi, glazed chicken, and stuff like that. What element of like ambiance or whatever it is that you're lacking in this situation? But in all seriousness, the scariest thing about this is the fact that people are going to lose jobs like a motherfucker over stuff like this. Like, if this is happening in a ramen joint in New York City, picture other types of scenarios, like, let's say a concession stand at a major event, or a Renaissance fair, things along to anything. You know, stuff where normally some 16-year-old brat could, get his or her legs in the working force. That just all of a sudden gets taken away. And then in the future, people are just going to bitch about how lazy kids are, how much they don't want to work, which is funny. It's all hilarious. It's all coming full circle, folks. Let's scroll down a little bit. Look, the girl Pi who was working and interviewed with this reporter, she says that she's been working the job for about 6 months, and she covers 3 different restaurants at the same time. So it's not even different locations at different shifts. It's at the same time. I could imagine it's like a security screen or something from like a movie. Could you imagine? One busy summer day and this whole system collapses. Nobody is going to wait an assload of time for this girl to like she's a telephone operator from the 1940s, like running the switchboard. Like, let me take your order, let me take your order, let me take it. No, people are not going to wait for that shit. Scroll down a little bit. They got to talk about the service, like the quality of service here. Yeah, look at that. It says it right here. Not everything runs smoothly all the time, however. A reporter who tried to order a coffee at the Yasso Kitchen in Long Island City was met only with confused stares from the hostess there. See, this is just what I was saying earlier. You're going to walk in and be like, can I get a coffee? And they're going to look at you like, you know what I mean? It's like there's going to be nothing. They're going to not register any of that shit. So he tried to order a coffee. He was met with confused stares, despite the fact that there was a sign on the window advertising the drink. Now, if you scroll down, you can see this photo. Hold up. Scroll up to that photo. This woman is dead inside. She's there. You're not getting coffee out of this chick. Let's scroll down. I want to see what else he has to say about this encounter. So look, he asked her for the coffee. It said that there was coffee in the window. I'm sure this guy was like, yo, can I get the same one in the window? She looks at him in quotes and says, we're not selling coffee. She stares at this guy probably for minutes without saying a word. And then finally she says, we're not selling coffee. Maybe soon. That is hilarious. This reminds me of like Futurama or something like that. But yeah, that's the future, folks. That's the world we'll soon live in. Virtual cashiers, robots, Cybertrucks. It's all coming. Futurama will soon be the reality that we all know and love, whether you like it or not. And you're not going to be able to change it. All you can do is change how you react to it. So that's going to be it for this show. Once again, thank you for joining us at Lost Ox Media, the podcast. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other podcast platforms every Wednesday at 5 a.m. and at 4 p.m. for video on YouTube. Till next time, thanks for watching.
Yes! Oh my gosh! And hold my fart like a bong rip.